We begin in northern Gaza, where for 17 days now, the Israeli military has laid siege to the area. There's a campaign of genocide and elimination underway. 26 Palestinians have been killed since dawn on Monday. Israeli troops are surrounding UNRWA schools that shelter displaced people in the Jabalia refugee camp. The camp in particular is a target. Dozens of men are being separated from their families and detained. Communication services have been cut and the entry of food severely restricted. Tareq Azzoum is joining us from Deir el-Balah in central Gaza to tell us what you're hearing at this particular hour on the situation in the Jabalia refugee camp in the north.
Well, Dareen, I have really got more preliminary reports about horrific humanitarian and even security conditions for families trapped in UNRWA schools in Jabalia refugee camp in the past hour. I've been reporting that the Israeli military had used quadcopter drones that are equipped with loudspeakers just to inform families trapped inside these evacuation centers to flee. And once they have gathered in front of the gates of the evacuation center, the Israeli artillery had hit them. At least 7 Palestinians confirmed killed in that attack. That really spread a great deal of fear among families, and they have returned inside the evacuation center as the situation around them sounds really very critical and dire. Now, the army is still ongoing and pressing on with the military offensive on Jabalia. Medical sources confirmed that at least 26 Palestinians were killed since dawn today. 18 of them were only killed in that camp, as operations are still ongoing. That included the destruction of residential buildings and the use of a very lethal force on the ground just to force families to leave Jabalia refugee camp. Now, families, in fact, as we've been hearing from them, they have nothing to survive on, including a very limited sources of food and water that cannot be, even if you possibly contaminated by the Israeli army. And there is a very wide-ranging communication blackout in some certain areas in Jabalia refugee camp, as the artillery bombardment is still ongoing till now, Dareen. Also, we have been hearing from the director of Kamal Adwan Hospital saying that the medical teams in the hospital are overwhelmingly exhausted, and they are also unable to continue to cope with the very high surging numbers of casualties, as the situation there defies imagination.
Tareq, thank you so much for bringing us the latest update from Gaza. Thank you.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.